Now the tropics. Gulf of Mexico is nice and quiet. There's Beryl. And this spot that a couple of days ago had a 70% chance for development, said the Hurricane Center, now down to just a 20% chance for development. It just hasn't been able to develop there in the worked over atmosphere from where Beryl went through. This is Beryl. Again, 10 o'clock advisory has max winds at 150, strong Cat 4, but down from peak winds earlier today that peaked at 165 miles an hour. So it has weakened. It's had a little bit of southwesterly shear come across it. That southwesterly shear, you can see it, how it's pulling the clouds off to the northeast. But it's light shear, so it hasn't been able to really rip the storm apart. So it looks like it's going to be a strong, maybe strong Cat 3 or a weak Cat 4 as it hits Jamaica tomorrow. So what is steering the storm? There's a big dome of high pressure to the north. Think of this as a mountain of air, and the hurricane just didn't want to climb that mountain. It wants to go around the edge of the mountain, and so that's what it's doing. And you can really just see that's why the forecast track goes the way it does into the Yucatan and then into the Gulf of Mexico. But eventually, as it heads into the Gulf, there is a little bit of a northerly turn, and that's because that high pressure dome is forecast to kind of split in two like this and leave a little bit of an opening for that storm to turn to the north. In a severely weakened condition, we think just a tropical storm in the Gulf, but still that could have impacts on the Texas coast, because with the counterclockwise rotation, we end up on the dirty side, the wet side of that rotation, and even a storm hitting down near Brownsville can have at least minor impacts here in Houston, Galveston. A Beryl hits Jamaica as a 4. That's tomorrow afternoon. It stays a 3, then a 2 before it makes landfall near Cancun. That's going to be Thursday night. Then it gets into the Gulf of Mexico, and after crossing the Yucatan, it should weaken into a tropical storm. Max winds of 70 as it makes landfall perhaps near Brownsville on Sunday. But remember, when you look at this cone, it's hard not to do it, but don't just look right at the center. Statistically, it's just as likely it could be on the right-hand side of the cone or the left-hand side of the cone. So you can see the middle Texas coast is still in play for a possible tropical storm Beryl as we head into Sunday. There's a little closer view. So it's something we can't take our eye off. We've got to pay close attention to this. On that type of an outcome, we would have an onshore flow, increased seas, increased rain chance, and dangerous swimming conditions on the beach for Sunday and Monday. Here's a look at the spaghetti plots. You can see they are centered into the Yucatan and into North Mexico, South Texas, but there are some outliers that we have to at least pay attention to.